Hello everyone, my name is Tia Bilali and I'm a project manager working for Creative Thinking Development in Greece. Creative Thinking Development, or CrediDev, is a non-profit organization dedicated to promote and enhance innovation, entrepreneurship and social economy and sustainable development in the industry. Today we will talk about the Unit 2.1, which is part of the Module 2. In this unit, we will talk about the Ecodesign highlights. More specifically, we will talk about the Ecodesign highlights, about its concept, its benefits, and the regulations coming from the European Union. First of all, we will start with the introduction. Ecodesign has its basis on product design development, and it's multifaceted. There are different environments that will affect the processes. The concept of eco-design is a new method that has been born out of the product design. There are different aspects to consider, and sometimes the designers need to think more than making a design. It is also very important to realize the impactful changes from manufacturing and designing the processes. There are several stages that need to be followed for the eco-design process. It's the idea generation, the screening, the development of the concept, the development of the product, and after all, the commercialization and the rollout. The environmental aspects that one must consider are affecting each and every stage differently. In the companies and in the manufacturing processes, there are economic requirements that are coming in contrast with the ecological requirements. So all in all, a company must produce something with the lowest possible environmental impact throughout the product life cycle. There are different names that one must could also mention for eco-design, such as sustainable design, environmental and conscious design, life cycle and life cycle engineering design, and clean design, among many others. Here we see some examples for eco-design concept. For example, a production with fewer materials, or a production of a product that it's easy to recycle. Other than that, we have the use of biomaterials, either in the production or in the packaging of the product. A company could also send a green message to the consumers. A product can be innovative, that could also work friendly to the environment. Another friendly to the environment product would be something that could be multi-purpose, reusable, and recyclable, something that we see a lot in our everyday lives right now. A manufacturer must lower the emissions or create long-lasting products. In the industry and the environment, there are different aspects that either come in contrast or are the same and affect the product design process. For example, in the industry, the product requirements, what must be done and how must be done, are also some aspects that affect the environmental impact. What will be produced and how will it be produced? Will it be user-friendly, or will there be time-saving development processes? For an industry, for example, an eco-design concept is firstly asked as if it's affordable. However, in the environmental impact aspect, one process is asked as if it's acceptable. So as we see here, the eco-design concept is equal to the sustainability concept, and eco-design thinking is similar and same to the sustainability-based thinking. There are several indicators that set an eco-design. First of all, we have to take the measured indicators, the resource use efficiency and the impact of economic activities on the environment, while taking into consideration the environmental, social, and economic aspect. One might think if we are trying to measure the immeasurable. Eco-efficiency, though, is something that can be measured through different variables. For example, measuring the eco-efficiency of different sectors within the country or measuring the eco-efficiency of economic growth of different countries, identifying policy areas for improvement in achieving economic benefit, or track benefits in eco-efficiency over time. A very large industry that should and has already taken over sustainability is fashion and fashion design. Principles in eco-design can be applied to the fashion industry through new business models that increase clothing use, through safe and renewable inputs, or through making solutions so used clothes are turned into new. First of all, we have to analyze the fashion industry. There are two types of fashion: fast fashion and slow fashion. And each type has its different mindset. There is a comparison between some significant concepts, and here we have some of the different variables in both fast and slow mindsets. In the fast mindset, for example, we have mass production, globalization, and image, while in the slow mindset, we have diversity, global instead of local, and the sense of self instead of trying to create an image. The fast mindset is more about the new product, while the slow mindset is about making and maintaining long-lasting products, long-lasting garments that will take over to the next generations. The fast mindset is dependent by the consumer and is dependent by the market. How fast can I reach my market? While the slow mindset is about mutual trust. I trust my consumer will use it, and my consumer trusts that I have a sustainable based thinking. The fast mindset is unaware of the impact. Indeed, many fast fashion companies do not actually have or are willing to have any clue on what their impact on the environment is. Not only the environment, but the social and economic life. While the slow mindset is deeply connected with impacts. The fast mindset is cost-based on labor and materials, while the slow mindset is in true price incorporating ecological and social costs. Last but not least, we have this fast mindset having a large-scale production, while the slow mindset is using small to medium-scale production. The fashion design and sustainability can actually produce the third type of fashion, which is the eco one. In this eco fashion, we have customization, conscious production, and conscious consumption, long value life, cost efficiency, socioeconomic and environmental oriented processes. While as we see in the slow and fast fashion, these are different from the eco one. In the slow, we have diversity, conscious production and consumption, long-lasting, true cost, and human-oriented. The fast fashion is about massive production, impactful, short-life garments, and short-life production, low cost, and industry-oriented. The fashion design and sustainability of today. We see industries worth values at 1.3 trillion US dollars. The fashion industry holds an amount of 300 million people employed and uses more than 60% of textiles for clothing. Clothing use has declined because of fashion day. There are new models that are being introduced to increase clothing use, inputs that are eco-friendly and renewable, and solutions to reconstruct old clothes. There are several applications that one can do, either for the manufacturer or for the consumer or for both. For example, reusing the product, which is for both sides, manufacturer and consumer. Recycling, both. Remanufacturing, the manufacturer can actually remanufacture the product. And upcycling, which can be done by both sides as well. In order to keep clothes in use, you have to either repair, resale, or rent, which means actually to produce clothes of higher quality so that you can resale or rent them, develop new business models that can actually repair, resell, or rent, provide durable products, or reflect real economic cost on products' price. In order to close the loop of the fashion issue that has been harming the environment for a long time, one has to enable the reuse and recycling of the materials. The zero waste philosophy should be applied at all times, and one should reduce consumption needs through prolonged life of use. The procedures through which an idea becomes a commercial product in the product development as the idea generation, the screening, the concept, the development of the concept, the development of the product, and the commercialization and rollout. There is a need behind eco-design in the garment industry. We see carbon emissions increasing, all international flights being maritime and shipping combined. There are 93 billion cubic meters, 20% of wastewater worldwide, 500,000 tons of microfiber in the oceans, and 87% of the total fiber input incinerated or disposed. This is something that makes eco-design for circular economy in product development a need. Of course, there are components for the eco-design production: hazardous materials, end of life, something that will last longer than sooner, fewer raw materials, product display, and many more. The success factors are to take the environment into account from the very first phase of the product development process, define a clear eco-design strategy, put together a cross-sectional and multidisciplinary team in marketing, sales, production, and design, train stakeholders and raise their awareness of the environment, support stakeholders throughout the process. Of course, there are obstacles that one will face. Potential increase in product costs, for example, or increased development time, human and financial investment, and therefore associated costs, changes in company policy or regulation which can lead to evolving specifications, and insufficient knowledge of the environment. However, the impact of eco-design approach on product characteristics is very obvious. Since somebody uses fewer materials, makes easy to recycle products, are long-lasting, lower in emissions, innovative, sending a great message, and many more. One can say that there are two types for eco-design measurement: quantitative and qualitative. Through the quantitative, which is a very complex way, one can use the life cycle assessment, LCA, which has several integrated software, or the SLCA, the life cycle assessment, social. Another simple way are the matrices or network diagrams or polar or lists of strategies or checklists, or the method of sustainable product development or the sustainable design orienting toolkit. The products in the circular economy either are following the linear and circular model or circular model, are following trends and their implications for product design, and focus on the product. Several organizations have created ways in order to follow an eco-design and open new challenges in the sustainability. One of these are the ECOS Organization for Circular Textiles. There are several benefits of eco-design in opening new challenges and sustainability, and before checking the benefits, one must check the drivers. There are internal drivers, barriers from the business itself, and external drivers, barriers mainly from legislation. Environmental awareness is emerging in Europe, and anxiety about the environmental influence of textile factories in lower-cost countries is actually increasing. Textiles have an environmental footprint, and customers must be properly educated, as well as end users must be persuaded to select environmentally sustainable products. Currently, a minority of customers, unfortunately, are interested in eco-textiles, while most of them do not even know what that is. And in general, they are very, very interested about green products, but for most, the price, the quality, and the aesthetical considerations are actually affecting their decisions. For applying an eco-design, there are principles which can be shown as interdisciplinary and education, curricula with strong sustainability focus on sustainable material choices, propose designs that are timeless, evaluate the manufacturing, have incentives within a company, and have management support. Approaches and guidelines for an eco-design is to design for sustainability. You can find more information on the links provided. Design for recycling and disassembly, zero waste pattern cutting, and design for longevity. One of the very few that are applied in the fashion industry. The Ellen MacArthur Foundation set out minimum requirements to ensure jeans last longer, that can easily be recycled and are made in a way that is better for the environment and the health of garment workers. Health, safety, and improvement of working conditions in global textile manufacturing are prerequisites. Beyond this, the guidelines provide minimum requirements for jeans on durability, material health, recyclability, and traceability. It is important to mention that jeans is a sector of the industry that is highly environmentally impactful. Here you can see some also resources where you can find more information. The sustainability of textiles is crucial for the fashion and clothing industry. The eco-design is one of the actions towards the complete sustainable and circular system textiles. It is imitative and it cannot be treated isolated, although it can produce some success stories. The transformation of the current textile system to a sustainable and circular one requires a more systemic change. A circular system requires strong supporting policy measures at all stages of the value chain. In a global point of view, the textile and fashion industry have been globalized and has started since the very beginning of trading. Eventually, the fashion industry turned into fast fashion, meaning by producing larger amounts with better equipment, ready to wear instead of customized and soon, while at the same time discovering international markets. The ECOS organization for textiles has provided an image with the numbers of textiles. For example, we see that the share of synthetic fibers is now higher than ever, which is over 65%. The total amount of clothes produced in the world is doubled from 2000 to 2015, and of all textiles collected are routed for textile-to-textile recycling, only 1% can be used. If we extend the life of clothes, we gain 9 months into the extension, then we will have 20 to 30% decrease of footprints from carbon, water, and waste, while at the same time we will have 20% decrease of costs in supplying, washing, and dispose, according to the Ecodesign Eco-Standard Organization. There are several regulations that have been produced. According to ECO's organization, the European Commission landed the European Green Deal for a more sustainable future and reached it by 2015. Businesses must comply with EU labeling requirements, such as products with up to 80% of textile fibers in clothing, furniture coverings, mattress coverings, camping tents, etc. The European legislation in textiles can also be found in the link provided below. The pillars of sustainability have actually been increased. Sustainability does not only mean environmental impact, sustainability means social impact. So this year, the global goals have actually stated the 17 pillars of sustainable development, which are the no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being of the workers and the consumers, quality education, gender equality, clean water and satisfaction, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace and justice, strong institutions, partnerships for the goals. Here we can see some of the EU regulations for fashion, which are the General Product Safety Directive, CE marketing, the registration, evaluation, authorization, and restriction of chemicals, the personal protective equipment, the biocidal products regulation, the European labeling directives, and many more. Please follow our resources and references for more information. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy.